Hi, and welcome back. This is MJ, and this is part 2 on how to make a reusable surgical style mask using a high quality HEPA filter. We hope you enjoy. This is again showing how the aluminum foil template really helped us. We were able to align and iron press the upper and lower folds, as well as the overlapping pockets, so that we could sew the fabric easier and more accurately than we could have by simply eyeballing it. Keeping the dimensions as accurately as possible made for a better fit and seal around the face. As you can see here, we place lines on the template using permanent marker, indicating the appropriate overlap lengths so we knew where to align the folds before pressing them with the iron. The upper portion overlaps 3.5 inches, while the lower portion overlaps 5.5 inches. We later realized we can do this with multiple sheets of fabric at a time. Now that the upper and lower creases are done, we continued folding over the edges twice of what would become the pocket on the inside of the mask for the filter. Again, we used an aluminum foil wrapped cardboard template measuring 1/2 inch to help with this step. Notice how the template slides out easily and can be removed very quickly because it does not stay hot from the iron for very long. We would recommend waiting at least 5 seconds before sliding out the template and doing so only from the edge farthest from the fabric, as shown here. Regardless, be careful not to burn yourself while using an iron. Once the overlaps and folds were complete, we again ironed the fabric as flat as possible to keep its shape, which helped with the next step. We found this portion to be one of the most difficult parts with the making of the mask. We would be grateful for any suggestions from the viewers if they know of an easier way to do this. The creases are important to provide the user space to breathe comfortably while still achieving a good seal around the chin. The 1/2 inch template was again used with this step. We started by making 3/4 inch spacing along both sides with a marking pen. This is much more difficult to do if you're facing from above rather than below. Begin by sliding the template under both layers of the mask and starting with the second line below the upper fold of the pocket. Using the template, lift the fabric so that the second mark directly overlaps the first mark, as shown here. Immediately iron in place. We found it helpful to apply the iron for a slightly longer time to make sure it is kept in shape. We then repeated the process below the first crease. With the upper pocket, we folded towards the top of the mask, rather than the pocket edge. We found that only one crease was needed along the upper portion. When we tried two creases, the upper and lower flaps no longer overlapped, and the HEPA filter was no longer protected by the fabric. The bias tape was necessary to not only hold the mask shape, but also to reinforce and strengthen the edges so that the mask could be pulled tightly around the head for a snug fit without the seams pulling apart. A lighter was used to keep the edges of the mask ties from fraying. Flattening it immediately with a ruler or something similar while it was still hot resulted in a nicer finish.